and welcome to the FN Gamers, as tonight we're going to get Spelljammed once again. After our technical difficulties from last week, we are back. We're all in the same room together again. My name is Christopher Sneezak, and I will be your Dungeon Master for the evening. To my right...
Hello, I am Jane Calvert, and I will be playing the role of McDonald.
I'm Alana Smith, and I will be playing Sinothrulite Sinodadel, also known as Clint.
And I will, my name is Jesse Edmond, and I will be playing Constable Spango, the newly christened Arcane Trickster.
Ooh, Arcane Trickster. By the way, it's okay to stumble over your words. We're live, so what's the big deal? It's like, you know...
Makes us feel alive!
Do it live!
Adrenaline.
Johnny Bite is alive!
So, let us, do we have any announcements? Anybody want to pitch anything before we get into the game? By the way, the No Director Mark podcast will be back as of December 2nd. So if you were looking for something to do on Tuesday evenings from 8 p.m. till 10 p.m., me, Bob, and Phil will be giving all of our game mastering and ridiculous advice that we normally do. Anything? That's it?
Yeah, I'm going to have an episode of The Lounge due next week.
How exciting.
Yeah, so I'm going to do a couple more before I finish out the season, and then I've already started recording stuff for the beginning of the third season of The Lounge. So.
Very cool, very cool. All right, let's get into a recap of what happened, not in the last time we got together, because that was a technical disaster, but that's okay. Technical disasters can be fun, and learning experiences, which it all was. But the last time we played, you had fought Gnome 5, the Terminator Gnome. You destroyed him. You took some pieces from him. I believe Spango has a gem that is like a power source of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
Mick has... Morph, which we have a Morph if you're watching. Like we have a Morph now. Morph is like part of the team, the crew these days. That's going to be a thing. And you made your way to Kingshaven, which you didn't realize that Ferrybrook was called Ferrybrook, not in the fairy version, like as in like fairies flying around in Fae, but in fairy that it's like on a river. And you could have took the ferry, but you chose to take a wagon and caravan it because you didn't realize that it was, you know, fairy that way, which was a hilarious discussion during that episode. Was like they were like, oh, it was one of those moments.
Well, we still had to bring stuff to Lapis Lazuli.
You did. Which that's your brother. You went and saw him, an alchemist, in the city of Kingshaven. Kingshaven is the capital of Lords. That is the country that you were in. You went and saw Lapis Lazuli.
Yeah.
Where's the emphasis?
The emphasis on the wrong syllable.
Oh, okay. We're good there then. And then you decided to split up. Mick and McDonald and Clint O'Thulai were going to go to College Town because there were some rumors that things were going on there, or maybe it was a good place to get some information.
Mm-hmm.
And then Spango was going to go and find Althea Brayton, the captain, I believe, of the Kingshaven city watch.
Yep.
So that is where we're going to begin our game. Do the three of you have any questions before we get started? All right. Let's start with College Town, because College Town is always a good time. What is the name of the inn, the bar that you're going to?
The New Toad.
The New Toad, all right.
I remembered to write that one down. Because it's the New Toad now, because we're in the medieval times. At some point, it'll just be the Toad, and then later on, it'll be the Old Toad.
I mean, there's like a scene in the TV show version of this where there's a camera on the toad as it's going through its timeline.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a young little toad that's kind of hopping around this pedestal. Because remember that toad's in the middle of the room on a pedestal.
Mm-hmm.
And people, lick it for some reason.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
It's a thing.
We don't know what happens when you lick the toad. It's usually something...
It's kind of like eating the worm out of the bottom of the tequila bottle.
Yeah. After you do a shot of the house liquor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. That sounds lovely and gross at the same time. And maybe psychotropic. We do not endorse using psychotropic substances unless they are legal in some way, shape, or form on the FM Gamers. Just want to throw that out there. So, you walk into the New Toad, and there's a toad on a pedestal in the middle. It can't get off that pedestal. There's some sort of enchantment on it. It can hop around on the pedestal, but can never hop off. The place is fairly packed with a bunch of young mages and other university students that are wandering around. It's that 18 to 25 something crowd between grad students and undergrad students. There are probably about 3 dozen people in this place. The bartender is a young man, probably 20 years old. fairly fit, wandering around, serving people drinks, chatting people up. The bar back comes out is a older woman. You remember hearing that she's the owner of the place. She's bringing up some bottles and casks to store in the bar behind it. There, like I said, are people drinking and having a good time. The thing that you notice, though, McDonald, is that there is something weird about half of the people in here. Morph is on your shoulders at this point, not around your leg. Yep, and is like purring in your ear.
Hey, buddy.
And then kind of points at one of the people, and when you look, hanging around the back of their neck, it's sort of like this purple aura. It's almost like you sense it more than see it, except out of the corner of your eye.
Interesting.
And there's probably about a dozen people in this room that have that going on with them.
Do I notice anything common about those people, specifically, besides the purple?
They all look like they're not just... They all look like they're students from the Arcanum, like the actual wizards part of the college.
Ah.
Just if you take a few minutes to like check them over, see if you can come up with any common denominator. That is the first thing that you notice. If you want to notice anything else, you'd have to go and chat with some of them, or take some more time to observe them.
I will take some more time to observe them because I'm sure my companion's going to go get a drink.
Yeah, Clint Thule, what are you up to?
Going over to the bar
To get a drink.
to get a drink.
What do you order? And by the way, the bartender's like, Clint Thule? We haven't seen you around here in like 6 months. I thought you got kicked out of school.
I did.
And then I thought like you went back home.
I did.
And now you're back?
Not to school, but I could totally use a drink right now.
Oh yeah, what do you want? You want your regular?
Yeah. Let's start out with a regular.
He turns to go get it, and then he stops and he turns back. He's like, I can't remember what your regular was. What was it again? Didn't it begin with like a C or something, like a cockatrice crusher or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, a cockatrice crusher. All right, I'll be right back. He starts mixing up a bunch of things. The woman, the older woman, she's got red hair that's kind of chopped short, and she's a little bit bulkier. She kind of looks at you. She gives you the eye. She's like.
Gonna do trouble.
And then you get tapped on the shoulder.
Because we're in a college bar, I'm gonna turn the opposite direction, because usually when people do tap on your shoulder, they tap on the other side to trick you. So, if they tapped here, then I'm gonna turn this way.
You turn that way, and then you hear from the other side, not the side that you turn to. Is like, really? You're just gonna ignore me? I haven't seen you in like 8 months or 7 months, and you're just going to ignore me and turn away from me? And you hear the voice, and it's sort of familiar, but you don't exactly remember who it is.
I didn't mean to turn away from you. I'm gonna turn towards them.
You turn towards them, and you look at their face, and they're a brunette woman, 21 years old, or in that area, like that. You 21 triggers in your head some for some reason, like you remember that number, and the name begins with a C also. Catherine, Carrie, Chrissy, maybe Chris. She's like, you don't even remember my name? It's Christine. She's a lovely half elf. She's got like a spell book in one of her hands, and she's wearing a vest and a pair of pants. And on that vest there's some arcane symbols like inscribed on it, and also her arm has some stitching on the wrists of the shirt that she's wearing under the vest that have arcane symbols on it also. And when she says Christine, like, my name's Christine, you remember, like, oh yeah. And
how's school going?
Fine, I suppose. I mean, you did just like we had really nice time, and then you just up and left and didn't even talk to me anymore.
I got kicked out.
No, it was before you got kicked out. Because then you started dating Jacob. But you didn't even bother breaking up with me or talking to me about it.
Sorry.
At that, well, she starts laying into you with more like anger and disappointment, like only like people in their 20s can do. And then we cut over to Spango. So Spango, Where do you go find Althea Brayton?
Well, the City Watch has a building. Oop, I shouldn't do that. Has a building kind of towards the center of town, where they, not necessarily barracks, but
It's like the government municipal building.
Yeah.
Especially for the local City Watch.
Yeah.
They're essentially the local police force.
and she's got an office in there. So that's the first place I'm gonna go.
They call it the Gray Round because it's this gray building that's
Mm-hmm.
3 stories tall. That's a round. Like it's more like a cylinder.
Yeah.
So you go into the Gray Round and like, people are like, "Hey, Spango, haven't seen you in a while."
Oh, hey, it's good to see you,
Donald.
Donald. Yeah, Donald. I thought you kind of look like another guy I know, Ronald. It's good to see you. How you been?
Oh, I'm fine. Like, Bergie's over there, and he'd like to say hi to you too, probably. Also, there's Grimace.
Yeah,
You
I
started this. It's your fault.
I'm good. I'm good not seeing Grimace today.
I mean, he is kind of a grouch.
Yeah, I'm not.
I mean, ever since he got his face dyed purple,
That was a weird choice on his part, and I think he should have to live with it. Quite frankly.
I mean, that's what everybody else keeps telling him too, and he could have got it fixed. Like, there's magic users that could just take that right off, but no, he's very stubborn about it.
Some people, especially I guess when your name is Grimace, you're gonna be stubborn. Hey, is Althea around? Sorry, the captain.
Captain Brea?
Yeah.
She's up in her office.
Oh, great. Well, listen, it was great catching up. Say hi to your wife and kids for me.
I will. I'll say hi to Fry and Nugget.
Nugget, yeah. Say hi to Nugget. Hey, is McMuffin still working here?
Yeah. Except they're not in right now. They're off on a job.
Oh, okay.
They're looking into it's this thing with the black spiders. Remember that local thieves guild?
Oh, yeah.
We almost drove them all out of town, but for some reason they seem to have risen back up or snuck back in.
Oh, jeez. Well, hopefully, I know he took the death of his partner Eggs pretty hard, so I just wanted to see if he was still doing it. It's good to hear that he's getting right back on the horse.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyways, I'll.
By the way, the funeral for Eggs was really nice. It's too bad you couldn't be there.
Yeah, I had, I was out of town, couldn't make it in, but I'm gonna go drop some flowers off at some point, while I'm here.
That's nice.
Yeah. Well, I try to be nice.
All right,
but,
be aware. Althea isn't having a good day. This black spider thing has caused a whole bunch of trouble.
well, I wish I could say I was gonna make it better.
All right, let's cut back. So, Christina's been laying into you, Clinithulite, for 10 minutes at this point, and then she finally runs out of steam.
And then I hand her the drink that was just made for me.
It's like this green steaming concoction, and she's like, "Is that a cockatrice crusher?
Yeah.
Thank you so much." And she drinks it. She's got tears in her eyes. No problem. For those who couldn't see, we were sort of whispering, mouthing at each other on the podcast version. On the show version, you should have saw that. It's fine. It's the reason you should tune in. Anyways, moving on. The bartender goes to make another one.
Awesome.
And then you get tapped on the shoulder again.
I'm gonna turn that direction.
You turn that direction, and the person's not there. And they're like, "Wow, you fell for that one." It's a deeper voice. "It's good to see you. It's been a while." And you look and you remember this person. It's a half-orc named Jacob.
Yeah, and I look up, and I'm, "Hi, Jacob.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you too."
Too bad you got kicked out of school.
Yeah, but I've been doing some stuff with the family, camping, helping out with the farm with the goats.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that. You kind of hated it.
Yeah, but this last week, one of them got lost in the woods, and we found some cool stuff.
So I have something of yours, and he kind of holds out a flask with this leaf.
That's where it went. Can I have it back?
Maybe. We'll see. And we'll cut away from there back to you, McDonald.
Okay.
So you've been studying the situation for a while. Go ahead, give me a perception or investigation roll, your choice.
Okay. I have a 20 perception.
Nice. What are you looking for exactly?
So I'm trying to look for, I know they're at the same university. I'm trying to look for any similarities in age, in like race, in anything that's like noticeable.
Well, they're all from different races.
Okay.
Like, there's no particular correlation there. They all seem to be in the same general age range, and they all seem to know each other. You've noticed a bunch of them have talked to each other.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that you notice about them is they all have a patch that they're wearing on their arm, on a lot of the wizarding students, the arcanum students, they wear these vests that have these arcane scribes, symbols stitched into them. But the ones that have this whatever glowing thing is about their neck, they have a patch on their shoulder, on their front that designates them as like from the School of Enchantment.
Interesting.
They're probably all enchanters or studying to be enchanters.
Cool. I don't know much about enchantment, so I'm gonna go over and find Clint and tap her on the shoulder.
All right, so you tap Clint O'Thulite on the shoulder as there's this large, like 6.5 foot tall, which I think that's about as tall as you are, right?
Yeah.
Well, Clint's short, so this tall, the same size as you, half orc, having a conversation. He's actually fairly good looking in a rugged kind of way. He's also wearing finely spun cloth clothing. Like he's probably got some cash at least, or at least he's wearing a nice outfit at the moment. But he seems to take care of his stuff, where he has like nice clothing.
Nice.
He's like, yeah, I mean, if you want this flask, all I would need you to do is maybe apologize for running out on all of us and playing with our hearts.
I'm sorry.
I mean, I can deal with it, but Christine was pretty hurt by what you did.
I bought her a drink.
That's not the same as an apology. And you see, she's like drinking the second one that you bought, and she's got like tears like running down her face. You obviously had a pretty strong effect on her.
I'm sorry.
But what was? Did you say something?
I'm sorry
For what?
for getting your name and playing with your heartstrings and not asking you to join Jacob and I, and not remembering that I needed to say goodbye to people before I just left.
I mean, you were really drunk a lot of the time.
Yes.
But I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm just gonna finish this drink elsewhere.
Okay.
Thanks for the drinks. And she kind of like wanders off. That wasn't so hard, was it?
The remembering part is hard.
I mean, you did drink a lot back then. I hope you've kicked that habit. And he hands you your flask. By the way, there's some really nice whiskey in there.
Thanks.
I mean, I wanted to put it back since, we drank most of it. And then I've used it a few times since then. It's a really nice flask.
It's really handy.
Yeah, I mean, you've just been standing there as you...
This
Hey,
is a
Mick.
strange interaction.
I dated them.
Man, you have absolutely no hair on you at all, do you? Says the half-orc to you, Jacob.
No.
I'm
it's a
Jacob, by the way.
condition.
Nice to meet you.
Mick.
Nice to meet you, Mick. It's a condition?
Yes.
Like, have you thought of seeking some magical assistance in fixing that condition?
No.
Well, if you ever need some help, and he pulls out a slip of paper and hands it to you, it's like his card.
Thank you.
No problem.
I don't know how helpful those cards are if you go adventuring, because there's not very many people that know how to read. I mean,
Or have pockets.
Can you not read?
I can read.
Oh, there you go.
they can read.
Can you read? I thought you could read Clint Thule, but I couldn't remember because you were drunk most of the time.
I can read what's on the bottles.
Well, there you go. Well, I'm gonna go. I'll talk to you folks later. And he kind of walks away.
I've noticed something strange.
Other than I forget people.
Yes, other than that.
Was there anything strange about the two people I was talking to?
No.
No.
Okay, cool. What's up?
I've noticed that a group of students from the enchanting school all have this weird purple hazy aura thing around them.
Like the drink? Purple haze? Purple nurple?
Hey, does somebody want a purple haze over here? Says the bartender.
Can we get 2 shots of the purple nurple?
Yeah, sure. I'll get right on that.
Thanks.
And Tally's like, make it 4.
I forgot Tally was here. That's right. Tally went with you. Yeah. Tally off in the corner. He does it like, yeah. Make it 4. I'd like to try some of that. And you see him. He's chatting with people and he's having a good old time.
Great.
Okay, so... But only you can see it?
I don't know. Do you see it?
I think you could see it too. You hear in your head. Let me help you. And then your vision like shifts over and you see there's this weird. So everything's like a blue outlined color. And the people are like a lighter blue color. And there's like glowing around them because they're all like life forms. And then there's this weird purple energy flowing around the back of some of their necks. About a dozen of them.
Oh, now I can see it, and that was trippy. It's still trippy. That,
And as you slam the shot down and put it back down, the camera then flashes back over to a picture of a coffee cup on a desk, and then comes out and there's Spango standing there on the other side of the desk, and Althea sitting at her desk. What does Althea look like?
So, Althea has, she's tall even for a human. I mean, everybody's tall to Spango, but, you know. And she kind of has a, she tries to look like a professional guard at all times. She's got short hair. She kind of wears this consistent scowl on her face. She's one of those people that like when you encounter her, you immediately are like, oh yeah, she's in charge.
All right. She's like, Spango?
Captain, I have a weird feeling that we may be telling each other our problems, and they may be related.
Well, my problems are the fact that a star is falling out of the sky. One actually fell, and because of that, crime has decided to go pretty insane in the city. It seems like all of the wackos are coming out of the woodwork.
Yeah, have you heard the name Analogous Vesti?
I have not heard that name in the city or around anywhere yet.
Okay, all right. Well,
but I do have the black spiders rearing their ugly head again.
yeah, and I wonder, I mean, even though like we kind of were able to deal with the spiders before, have they kind of gotten back up to their old strength?
Not at all, as far as we can tell, but
Okay.
they're making moves again. I mean, if you remember Aurochs, that beholder
Oh yeah,
that was running them,
yeah.
like he's been seen again, and he's been operating with some tall blue human creature.
Aurochs, blue human creature. Yeah. So that star that fell out of the sky, I found it.
You did.
Mm-hmm.
What did you find out about it?
It wasn't a star.
What was it?
It was a vessel.
You see her face go completely like stone. You've never seen her do that before. Like it's like she tried to wipe all the emotion off of her face.
Am I getting the idea that she might be hiding something?
Probably.
With a 23 insight?
Yeah. As soon as you said spaceship,
Yeah.
she
Vessel.
vessel. What did you say?
I said vessel.
Vessel. As soon as you said vessel, that is the word that triggered her to have that reaction.
Yeah.
And she might know more about stuff like that than would seem normal.
You know, like a vessel.
You mean
But
like a boat?
Like a ship, but from space. And you know more than you're telling me, Althea.
I in fact do, and I was worried that this day would come at some point in time. I was really hoping that we'd all be dead before it did.
Well, I'm glad we're not dead.
She opens up a drawer in her desk. She pulls out a key, unlocks that, opens up a drawer, pulls out a box, pulls out another key, unlocks that, and opens this little iron lockbox. And she pulls out what looks like a compass. Except you've never seen anything like it before. It doesn't look like any handiwork from anybody in Kingshaven.
Okay.
I was told to give this to you if something like this ever happened. She hands it out to you.
I take it kind of hesitantly, and I look at it. I'm not even like looking at like what it's used for. I'm looking at the craftsmanship and everything.
So it's golden,
Mm-hmm.
except it's the gold is all like inlay on top of iron, and you think it's iron. It's pretty light though. As you look and hold it though, it starts to glow, and then a little hologram, like light illusory display, pops up above it.
Okay.
And it looks like a bunch of circular spheres all rotating around a glowing circular sphere in the middle.
Now, is this a big display, or is it just like...
It's about this big, and for podcast people, it's like about 1.5 feet by 1.5 feet,
basketball
circular.
size,
Yeah, it's like
maybe.
basketball size,
Yeah.
above the compass. And there's like a little blinking light coming off of one of those circles.
I'm going to poke the blinking light.
When you poke the blinking light, it expands and zooms in, and you're pretty sure it's like a map of Kingshaven, like the city, and the area around it.
We've seen things similar to this.
I believe you have.
Yeah.
And the blinking light is over Ferrybrook.
Huh.
She's like, Althea looks you over and she's like, this was your father's, and he asked me to give it to you. And then I'm going to cut back over.
Ooh.
So, you two in the bar. You have the vision thing going on. You took your shot. What do you do?
Well, now I can see the purple stuff. Hey. Chalebus.
Cha-Ablis, yeah.
Chai.
Yeah? What can I do for you?
Can I have my normal vision back now, please?
Sure, no problem. And then everything goes back to normal. It like all fades back into regular color.
That's trippy. Okay,
You only had one drink.
yeah, no, Chai was doing a thing.
Hey, so what's up? Says Tally as he comes stumbling over.
Here you go.
What's that?
Purple haze.
Purple haze. It sounds amazing. Oh my, it tastes just wonderful. Did you have any? You should try.
These are for some students so we can get information.
Oh, okay. Are we on the job right now? We're not relaxing anymore?
Correct.
Okay, I'll give me 1 second. He like takes his hand and goes BAM! Right in the face and is like, all right, I think I'm at least sober enough.
I can work while I'm not sober.
They good for you?
Yeah.
All right.
You're fine. So I'll take
Such a cute little Doric raster.
So I'll take the other two over to, I'll look for a group of students who have this purple haze around them that are maybe just one or two of them in a corner,
Okay.
kind
Yeah,
of
sure.
on their own.
I'm gonna go with you
Yeah.
so I can do the shots thing with them.
Yeah, because I'm not going to.
Yeah.
So you walk over to two of them. There's a woman there, probably 22,
Okay.
23, somewhere in there. Young 20s, and a half elf male sitting there. Probably that same generalized age range. They're sitting having a drink, chatting about magical theory. About especially, it looks like the book that they're looking over has weapons and items like drawn on the page with a bunch of like arrows and diagrams. They're like blueprints almost for like a magic item.
Neat. So I'm going to set down the drinks and I'm going to say hello.
They both look at the drinks and then they look up at the three of you because Tally's standing right next to you, and the morph is on your shoulder, and they're like, "Whoa, that's really pretty."
Cool.
What? Oh, okay. Thanks for the drinks.
Yeah. Can you tell me about the School of Enchantment?
Who are you?
This is Mick, and they're looking to get into the school. I'm not a very good representation of that, but we saw you guys.
About our school.
Why would they do homework in a bar?
I know,
it's not
right?
bar work.
It's not bar work.
I mean, you can really just do homework anywhere. It's just a term people use. I mean, also, if you're like Clint Thulite, from what I've gathered from talking to some of these people, this kind of was her home.
There was a couple of times that
Truth.
the owner of the bar let me sleep it off in one of these.
There is truth in that.
They both are
statement.
like, "You're Clint Thulite?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're famous! The number of times you shut this bar down and drank them out of stock, and the amount of money that you owed before you got kicked out."
I did a job.
Yes, you did. In fact, it's problematic sometimes because none of us can really get credit anymore.
I can't get credits anymore either.
I meant like credit at the bar, not school credits.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, this one's on me. So.
Oh, thanks.
Thanks.
They both take it and they they slam it back. So yeah, we go to the School of Enchantment. It's in the West Tower. That's part of the Arcanum. Our teacher is name that I have Jasper Foist. If you want to talk to him, we can probably set you up with a meeting. He's always interested in prospective students.
You said
Anything else you'd like to know?
Professor Jasper
Foist.
Foist.
Not to be confused with Faust.
Who's Faust? Do you know a Faust?
I know a Faust who also got kicked out of the school.
Oh.
But he also Zahar?
Zahar.
Yeah, Professor Zahar.
Oh, Professor Zahar. Like, we barely see Professor Zahar. They got promoted.
Oh.
Yeah, they're now one of the high arcanum of the school. I think they're on sabbatical or on a research trip right now.
He was doing that research about that helmet thing.
Which helmet thing? We didn't hear about it.
Oh, what year are you?
We're third years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought they told the third years about it.
No, I don't know
Well,
anything about the helmet thing. Is it supposed to be like an enchanting helmet or something like that?
Yeah, it was supposed to help.
Like give you vision or let you see farther or let you teleport your mind somewhere? Or what was the deal? Those are some of the rumors I've heard about like work going on in the High Arcanum.
More vision stuff. And like trying to see fate.
Oh, seeing the future and fate of the future and like,
Yeah.
you know.
That's the helmet that he was working on.
I mean, I heard he was writing a really interesting paper called Fate of the Furious. So, yeah, I mean, if you
Hey,
want.
It was the paper of Fate of the Furies, and it wasn't the knowledge of the Norns.
It might
Did
have
he
been the
finish that
knowledge of the
one?
Norns. That was published in last year's journal.
Wow, so now he's working on a different one. Okay.
Yeah. So you want to meet him?
I would love to meet him.
Not Zahar, but Foist.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Can you also tell me more about the research that is happening? It sounds fascinating.
Oh, we are working on a new kind of process for enchanting items to help with things like farming and shipping and like to calm the waters and things like that. That's what we do. We enchant items. And since we live in Kingshaven, it's a really important like port town. Like we are trying to make it so that the ships that come in and out can be better protected from bad weather and things like that.
That sounds very helpful. Has anything strange happened since that star fell out of the sky? Has it
Oh.
affected research at all?
Look, there's a lot of people, especially some of those the astronomy and astrologer students. They've been very interested in what's going on there, but that's not really our department. Like we only hear the rumors from those kids.
But it hasn't, like, disrupted some of your enchantments or anything like that?
We've had some moderate issues with a few things, but we've been kind of. So look, there was an incident. We're not really supposed to talk about it too much, but
I ordered 2 more drinks.
Oh yeah, I'll go get him. Says Tally, runs over.
3 more drinks, 1 for Telly.
Yeah, comes back. He's got a cockatrice crusher too now,
Oh, man.
and he brought 2 for the students. It's like, oh, cockatrice crushers, these are great. They're sipping their cockatrice crushers, and they're like, yeah, there was a when the one of the first that star that came out of the sky like a couple nights ago. When that happened, some of the magical enchantments we were working on all overloaded. Like
Really?
nothing bad happened, but all the enchantments burnt out. At least the ones that weren't permanent, like the ones that were just temporary, or they were starting to become. We're working on getting them to be permanent. That happened.
And that doesn't happen often.
No, never.
Interesting.
All right, back over to Spango.
Yeah, I'm just staring at the compass, quote unquote, with whatever it's got going on. I mean, I'm still looking at like whatever that thing is that's flashing over this.
There's just like this glowing beacon
Okay.
over Ferrybrook, or like actually, it seems like it's underneath Ferrybrook. Or covering Ferrybrook, because you got the bird's eye view map thing. It's just like a
Yeah.
beacon. It's not any specific location in Ferrybrook.
Can I zoom in more?
You can zoom in a little bit more, but eventually, like every Google Maps program ever, it doesn't go in all the way, and there's no street level.
Okay. And there's some guy falling down the stairs. Captain Althea,
Yes.
when I came here a few years back and we met for the first time, you already knew me, didn't you?
I did. Not only did I know you, but I've been keeping an eye on you for your entire life. You might also want to speak with your friend Fentos. He also knew your father.
What about Oberon?
You have to remind me who's that.
He's the guy that raised me. He was the half-elf ranger.
Oh yeah, yes. He also was a friend of your father's.
Huh. So, this has been happening for a while.
You think he's dead? He vanished when a dragon showed up in town, in and around the area. You remember hearing the stories of Varanox the Red?
Yeah.
Your father was the one who disappeared with that dragon. Like there were no bodies, there was no nothing. They just vanished.
Huh.
I wasn't there. I mean, I was part of that situation, but I wasn't there to see what happened. But your friend Fentos might know more. He actually was there.
I'm gonna try to stow this thing, like figure out how to turn it off. Because if it's just standing around glowing outside of my pocket, that's gonna be weird.
Uh-huh. I mean, you can if once you like
If I like put it in a pocket,
it
does it
turns
just
off.
turns off? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's weird. About your black spiders problem, I think it might be related to all this.
You think so?
Yeah,
I mean, you said a vessel from above came down.
prison vessel.
Really?
Yeah.
And what was on that prison vessel aside from prisoners? Did they get off?
Some of them did. Among them, someone named Analogous Vesti. And everybody seems real afraid of her.
Do you have any description on this analogous Vesti? Because I haven't heard any name.
I don't remember if I do or not.
You do. I mean, I think you do. I'm going to assume that Chaelis told Clinithulite, and Clinithulite could have told everybody
Okay.
else the description of the prisoners that got off the ship.
Yeah.
I mean, you had the list. There's a list of names.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think there was a list of descriptions that went with it. For instance, like a tall blue humanoid was one of them. Candor Lear, or Liar. Analogous Vesti is one of them. The purple-skinned humanoid. There was a Xenon, which is like a bug-like creature
Okay.
called a Neogi. There were two hippo people.
Yeah.
Two GIF, essentially.
Working for Analogous Vesti.
Yep,
right?
named Basher and Bruiser.
Okay.
That was the crew.
Okay, cool. Do we have a name on the blue humanoid?
Yeah, Candor Lear.
Candor
Or
Lear.
Liar. Like, it's spelled...
Liar,
yeah.
okay.
It's spelled like the like Lear, though. Like the
Okay.
musical instrument. Which is also pronounced liar. Like, I mean, it depends on where you go.
You're a liar.
It's so sounding good and musical and harmonic.
Well, how about this? I can give you the identity of your blue-skinned friend that's helping that 11-eyed jerkface.
Oros,
Yeah.
give me the name.
His name is Candor Lear.
Thank you very much. He she's like, is there anything else I could do to help you? Like, look, I know I've been hard on you a lot, but I've always been scared of this happening.
Yeah, well,
And I've always just been trying to prepare you to be ready for it. Like, you're a good investigator, Spango. You're smart, you're clever. But I never wanted to rely on you too much, because if this ever happened, I have a feeling that you might not be here much longer.
I have a weird feeling you might be right. But,
It also might benefit you to know the name of your father.
Yeah.
His name was Gorthium Span. Captain Span to his friends.
Makes sense. Well, was he from here?
Gorthium?
Yeah.
No, he was from up there.
What about my mother?
He met your mother here, that's why he stayed.
Huh?
By the way, if you're looking into the Black Spiders, you might want to look for Morris Das.
Morris Das.
We haven't been able to track him down, but he's a fence member of the Black Spiders. He owes me a favor. Tell him that I sent you, and he might send it, cash it in for you.
Well, I will, if he's alive, I'll find him. You know that.
I have been way harder on you than I should have been. You are quite good, but I never wanted to let you think you could quit working at being better at that.
Well, maybe I've been a little bit,
Of a pain in the ass? I mean, you're at about the right height.
You're not wrong, Cap. It's been an honor.
She gives you a warm smile, like it has been, and hopefully I'll see you again.
I am going to walk around, though, and give her a hand. Like,
She shakes your hand.
yeah. As firm as I can.
She doesn't crush yours. All right, let's kick back to the bar. So, back in the new Toad. Anything else you want to ask these students?
I don't think so.
Hey, boss, can I get another one? You can say no, it's okay.
Yeah, I think you've had enough.
All right. I'm gonna sit down then. Can I get a glass of water?
Absolutely.
All right. Do you want one?
Sure.
Do you want one?
Yeah.
All right. Waters. We need some waters. Tally goes and grabs a pitcher of water and some glasses. Even Morph takes a glass and drinks it.
Hydration is important.
Mm-hmm.
I hold my glass and full of water, and I talk to the students, and I ask when I can meet with Professor Foist. Does he have office hours
I mean, we can just take you to him.
now?
And we can go see if he's in his office or at least set up an appointment.
Okay.
All right, let's go. So Alicia and by the way, they introduce themselves at some point. Their names are Alicia and York. So they take you to the school. By the way, like I said, they have that aura thing going on with the back of their necks.
I'm gonna let them kind of walk ahead, and I'm gonna lean over and I'm gonna say, Clint, does your friend know what the aura thing is?
Yeah. Hey,
Chabless.
Chabless.
Yeah. What's up? By
what-
the way, alcohol is amazing. Although I feel what you feel, and I feel really unsteady on my feet.
I'll be fine. We'll be fine.
I hope so, because your brain is doing some weird things. Because remember, I'm in your brain, and I can see all the things that are happening. You're so dehydrated.
I got some water.
You're gonna need like 3.5 more glasses of that to be moderately okay.
Now I'm double fisting water.
That's better.
What's the purple stuff on the back of people's necks?
I don't know.
You don't know? She doesn't know.
Make an Arcana check.
Okay. Open character sheet. Open.
We have to open up a character sheet here. Get a little Arcana check going on. By the way, boss, this is the best job I've had in a while.
You're welcome.
I mean, you're really not a person of many words, are you? Do you just not like the city?
I find many folks to be strange.
I mean, many folks are strange. You included.
I am aware.
Okay.
When the stranger's strange. 8, because I have a -1 in Arcana.
You and Chaelos converse. I would normally give you advantage, but you're both drunk.
Yeah.
So she's like, I have no idea what that is. It's some kind of magic, though. The only thing I can tell you is it's not from around here.
We have confirmed it's magic.
You know, I'm old, but I've never been drunk before. It's weird.
It is weird. Do you want to do it again tomorrow?
Yeah, it sounds like a great idea.
I do not want to do this again tomorrow.
By the way, in 8 hours,
are
when
here.
when the hangover hits, Chable's gonna be like, I never want to do that again.
So I am going to ask my drunk friend and my drunk hireling. Sounds like the worst idea ever. I'm going to ask them while I meet with this professor to snoop around and try to find out more about the incident. If there's more of this purple haze near where the enchantments overloaded and burnt out, because
Sounds good.
maybe that's where it's coming from. And I'll talk to this professor guy and see what I can find out.
Are you any good?
Battlefields?
Sneaky? No, yeah, it's not a battlefield. We have to be sneaky around buildings.
You don't have to be that sneaky. Pretend to be students.
That seems.
I can't pretend to be a student. I got kicked out.
Yeah, she got kicked out. I
Well-
heard all the stories. There's a lot.
Okay, then be visiting somebody who is doing research in the tower. Maybe Jacob.
Man, I think boss is kind of annoyed with us.
Jacob's not in Jacob? I'm drunk. It's okay. Jacob totally in enchantments. He's not in enchantments.
He's not. No.
I'm sure you can think of someone from enchantment.
He told some interesting stories about you, though.
He's got some.
I'm sure you have some interesting stories about him, too. All right.
When she can remember them.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, Spango, are you going to meet back up with them?
Yeah, I think I was probably, my intention was that what they were doing was probably going to take longer, so I would eventually make my way to College Town.
So you can catch them coming out of the bar and walking down the street.
Okay. I think what they probably see is just rounding a corner, this little gnome just skidding to a halt with the long coat, just kind of looking around, seeing them. There you are!
Bango!
Oh, no!
Hey, little dude, what's going on?
Oh, no!
It's going to be fine.
Okay. Well, here's the deal. Yeah, the people from the ship are doing bad stuff around town. I have a lead that we can track down. That I can track down.
I can help you.
I would appreciate the help.
We're gonna go figure out why people have purple coming out of their necks.
Yeah, there's like purple coming out of people's necks. Not like we can see it, but like they can see it.
Huh.
Today, Blitz changed my eyes, and I could see it was. Don't do it.
But I want to.
No.
But can I please?
No.
It'd be so much fun. She just
No,
does it.
don't
Wait,
do it.
is there purple coming out of my neck?
Is there purple coming?
Is-
There purple coming?
Um,
There's no purple coming out of your neck. It's okay.
Alright.
I will indicate the two students, subtly indicate the two students in front of us that they are two who have it.
Anybody acting weird? I mean,
No,
present company excluded.
no.
I mean, no weirder than usual.
It is not weirder than usual, it's true.
Okay, so what is your plan before we go to break? Like, are you going to split up again, or are you all going to go together somewhere?
I think if we're tracking down Morris Dass, I'd appreciate the backup.
Yeah, I feel like the crime thing is more important than some wispy purple magic that I don't know where. I mean, I know it's magic.
We have confirmed.
And you know it's not from around here.
Oh, and I know it's not from around here.
Because Chablis told.
Crime is greater than wispy purple thing.
Sounds like a will o' the wisp.
Alright, so you're gonna go track down.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask
Morris Dass.
Alicia and York to make me an appointment for tomorrow morning.
Where can we get in touch with you to let you know when it is?
We're staying at the Dancy Bear. The Dancy Bear.
Okay, I know that place.
Yeah, it's right near my brother's alchemist shop. He doesn't let me stay at his
Your brother's the Blue
shop.
Alchemist?
Yeah.
He's really good. He gets all sorts of excellent ingredients, and he makes some of the best potions in town.
Yeah, where you think he gets those really excellent ingredients, I find them. And then he does his thing, and it's awesome. I get to spend all this time in the woods for him.
She's really drunk, isn't she?
So leave
Yeah,
us
she's
a note
totally
there.
drunk.
That would be great.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for the drinks.
Absolutely.
You could probably get something for that condition that you have,
It's fine.
unless you're okay with it.
It's fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
We're okay with it.
Goodbye. Have a good evening.
You too.
And we will take a break and be back in about 5 to 10 minutes. And we're back from our break. All right, let's pick it up where we left off. You were making your way to find Morris Das. So it takes you about an hour and a half of tracking down Morris, going through some contacts, talking to some people. I mean, Spangle, this is what you do. You're good at this. Morris, he hangs out in a shadier part of town, and there's not many bad neighborhoods in King's Haven, but there's a few. This is while the university district is more upper scale and well patrolled and things like that. You're over in a dilapidated residential area, sort of a warehouse district, where a lot of the property values have gone down. So it's there's low cost housing over there. Some of the less well-to-do people, a lot of dock workers live in that area, and Morris Das is over there. And there's a place called the Leaky Tankard, and that is the bar that he tends to hang in.
Leaky Tankard.
Yep. So the Leaky Tankard, the sign outside, it is a tankard that is leaking out the bottom, and it's leaking out gold pieces. Because, I don't know, like it seems like a money sink. When you walk inside, the place is kind of dark and dingy. It looks like they have it mopped up quite often enough. There's some dark blood stains on the ground that are kind of old, probably from bar fights. It looks like they use sawdust to just like pour it onto like liquids that get spilled onto the ground, be they from drinks or from biological fluids, and then use that to soak it up and then sweep it up and throw it out in the back or into probably the river outside.
Gross.
Because you're down in you're down in that part of town.
Yeah.
You can smell the river and like fish and things like that. It's that kind of place.
Yeah.
There's only about 5 or 6 patrons in here. They all look like grizzled old dock workers. There's a half orc, a couple of humans, a half elf, and a dwarf. And then there's the bartender, who is this very chipper, lively halfling, who has like a setup behind the bar because there's like 3 racks of drinks. He'll run up the racks, has them set up, and pushes it around so he can get up to the top parts to grab bottles and bring them on down. It's like, welcome to the Leaky Tankard. What can I get for you today?
I'll have whatever you have on special.
Sure, no problem. That'll be 1 Peruvian lager.
Ooh, Peruvian. I'll take one of those too.
Oh, 2 Peruvian lagers. That'll be 2 copper pieces. Nice. And he like looks like you put the 2 coppers. He's like looking for the tip.
Oh, for a copper. Right?
Fantastic. Anything for you, sir?
Not right now. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. What about
He's
you?
our designated walker.
Oh, okay. What about you? I'll have one of whatever they're having. Okay. By the way, you see Morris sitting in the back corner.
What's he look like?
He is also a dwarf.
Okay.
He's kind of got a scraggly beard. It's not well maintained or taken care of. He looks a little dirty, like he hasn't taken a bath or washed in the river in like 4 or 5 days. His hair's kind of matted. His clothes are patchworked. He's got a pair of overalls on and a shirt underneath that covers down to his arms. He's wearing a pair of leather gloves that have the tips of the fingers cut off of all of them. And he's going over some book and like making notes in it.
Well, once I get my drink, I'm going to go and sit down.
He looks up and he's like, Spango,
Yes.
what do you want?
Right. Guy can't come in, say hi to an old buddy?
We're not and never have been buddies.
Yeah.
It's just a shakedown every time with you.
Shakedown. Come on, you're twice my size and like 5, 10, 15 times my weight.
I mean, yeah, and you're still the one doing the shaking down. How does that make any sense?
It makes no sense whatsoever.
I mean, in reality, I should be able to just pick you up, shake you around, throw you out a window, but if I did that, then Althea would come down here and break my skull open.
Yeah, it's weird how that works, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Who are your friends?
Oh, yeah, this is Clint and Mick. And Tally.
Thanks for remembering me. Appreciate it.
I mean, we're trying not to forget you.
I mean, I'm hard to forget. Look at me. I'm I'm a hobgoblin. I'm kind of good looking. I got this really like good like hairstyle going on throughout the entirety of me. How am I that forgettable?
You're not forgettable at all.
Also got this metal arm thing that doesn't shoot. Like clicks a button. There's no laser blast.
You know, that's probably why Jacob spent so much time talking to you. He really likes fur.
That makes perfect sense. I thought he was. It's not really my thing.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, anyways,
Morris
Das,
Das hasn't snuck out, has he?
No, he tried to, but like you probably put your hand out and pushed him back into the seat. Yeah. It's like, damn it, you have like no hair on your body at all, do you?
No. People keep telling me.
It's
this
really
is,
odd looking.
They're the inverse of each other.
Talia and I are opposites.
Apparently.
It's known as alopecia. Can you say?
Alopecia?
Alopecia.
I have no idea what it means except you just told me. But yeah, I can say alopecia.
Okay, well that's what he's got. No hair.
So, like I said, Spango, what do you want?
well, I was wondering if you could tell me anything about spiders.
You mean
Specifically black spiders.
so it's a shakedown.
That's just a couple of buddies. Okay. A buddy and then someone who knows the other one having a conversation.
So, what's this going to clear off my ledger? In fact, last time I checked, I don't owe you anything.
No, you don't. You don't owe me anything.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't owe, I don't think even you owe Althea anything. I don't think I can call in a marker there.
That's actually not true.
Oh, really?
Well, that's what Althea said. He owes her.
Yeah.
Oh, you're playing him. I see. He's like, don't play me. I know this game.
I know, you've played it a lot.
This is a strange game.
You,
This is a strange game.
you know who sent me. You know you owe her.
Uh-huh.
You don't owe her if you answer my questions.
Fine. Ask your questions.
Well,
The game is
I'm wondering, I've heard rumors about some tall folks wandering around. Kind of a bluish skin. Wonder if you've heard the same thing.
I have heard some of that kind of rumor.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't happen to know those rumors have said where these folks happen to be, would you?
I mean, there's the normal places that the Black Spiders have hung out, but it seems like Oros is back.
Yeah.
And rumor is he's hanging out under, the old warehouse he used to hang out in. 13.
I know the place. So, how about these folks? Any unusual requests that have come through that you might have heard about?
All I know is, look, this is what I heard, and this is the thing that'll clear us. I don't want to see you anymore after this.
All right.
They're setting up a crew for a heist. I'm just not sure what they're heisting. The only reason I know is because they put in some requests to me for some things, and I already got it to them. That was a day ago.
Tell me what they requested, or better yet, give me a list. Marker's clear.
He writes down a few things, and it looks like the magical components that you would need and pieces for to get through a stone wall and to blow up a stone wall.
They have to get through a firewall because they use the dark web.
That's right.
The black spiders, yeah. Well, solve that mystery. Okay.
Your drunk friend's rather perceptive.
Yeah.
Do me a favor, Mick. Make a perception check.
7.
So that conversation's going on, and then all of a sudden there's a sound of a breaking window from the front of the bar, and a dart of energy comes flying through, and you didn't see it fast enough, so it slams right into Drass's chest and kills him instantly. He just dies. Like there's a boom, an explosion, a dart of energy hits him in the chest, and he's just dead. They're like his chest explodes essentially.
I'm gonna run out the door of the bar and try to find out where it came from.
There is one of the two students that you were talking to, Yorick, is sitting on the ground, foaming at the mouth, with his eyes rolled in the back of his head. The other student, Alicia, is running down the street, looking over her shoulder at you. When she's looking over her shoulder, you see that her eyes are a weird purplish, swirly color.
This is not good. I'm gonna shout back into the bar that I'm chasing Alicia. Y'all better hurry. And maybe help York. And I'm gonna just book it.
Yeah, Morris is.
His chest has exploded,
Yeah.
essentially. Like you could see like where his heart would be. Except his heart's not there anymore because it's got blown up by a bunch of force. In fact, you probably got a couple pieces on you.
Yeah.
And Tally's like, oh god, because Tally's following you.
Good.
I don't have the magic for that. I'm gonna go this way.
The halfling's like, oh lord.
I flip a gold piece onto the counter and run out the door.
As you do, he's like, well, I suppose I better get the sawdust out.
Saw that coming.
Hydrogen peroxide will work better.
So you see the girl. Did anybody stop to try to help York?
Oh.
He's sitting on the ground, his eyes are rolled in the back of his head, and he's foaming at the mouth.
You might be able to help him.
Yeah, I might be able to help him. I will stop. I thought he was dead also, so I was just kind of...
He is not dead.
He's not dead. Okay. I will stop and see what I can do for him.
All right, you checking him out?
Yeah.
Cool. Give me a medicine roll. That would be the first thing. He's got like white foam coming out. His eyes are rolled in the back of his head. He's like he seems like he's seizing. But you'll know more with him like as you start checking him over medically.
9.
So what does it look like when you check him over medically? Like what are you doing?
Like I'm checking his pulse. I'm checking to see if there's anything in his mouth that's making it foam and like trying to clear it out, I guess. And if it's like a seizure, then I'm gonna have him lay down on his side instead of being upright, and I'm gonna make sure he's like away from the side of the building, so if he starts to like convulse or anything like that, he's not gonna hit his head.
Right. So you put your fingers on his neck and you start checking his pulse. And the first thing is like his pulse seems perfectly fine and strong. Then you go and you start looking at his mouth, and his eyes come back into focus with a weird purple swirliness. He smiles and he grabs you on the shoulder. Make a saving throw, wisdom saving throw.
Where am I saving throws? 17.
Nice. You feel an energy like flow over you, and almost like you want that, like this person is your friend, and you really like them and want to make sure that they're okay. And then you realize it's an enchantment, and you break it. You're pretty sure that was some sort of charm spell that he was trying to cast upon you.
Trying to charm person.
Yeah, and he was waiting for the rest of your friends to get way farther down the street, so that like because you did the whole like medical check, did that, like that's weird, and then that's weird, and then all of a sudden that happened. What do you do? He's like, damn it. And it doesn't sound like a man's voice, it sounds like a woman's voice when York speaks. What do you do? And then we'll go to the other crew.
Do I have that as a thing? Hold on, where am I?
Or if you want to think about it for a second, I'll jump
Yeah,
to
let
them.
me think about it.
All right. So kicking to the rest of you, you're all chasing Alicia down the street, and she's looking over her shoulders. She ducks down an alley. When you hook down the alley, a couple of boxes come flinging your way. Why don't you give me a dexterity saving throw to dodge out of the way of the boxes? Or what do you do to the boxes? Let me ask you that instead.
If they're so it's in an alley and their box is tumbling, I'm probably gonna parkour on the other side to go around.
Cool. That sounds like
running on the wall.
sounds like a dexterity saving throw. Seem reasonable?
I have a 17.
Yeah, you completely dodge around and tell me what it looks like.
So this is this swirl of mixed monk's robes as he kind of, I mean, it's a little weird having a little koala on his shoulder.
Oh,
but
this koala's got the dork raster. He's gotten used to it. Like you just like the claws are like in your shoulders, on your like holding onto your robes.
and I just kind of see the boxes coming and step on a box that's on the other side and kind of like run sideways on the wall and flip down onto the other side and keep running.
Yeah, because they got flung with some serious force, like almost something magical flung them.
Wow.
Yeah, like going like 30, 40 miles an hour.
I shout, watch out!
Oh, that's good because right behind you is Tally and Spango as they get to the mouth of the alley. But you hear a watch out. So Spango, what do?
I actually had a thought about that. I'm not nearly as fast as
You're not. Tally
they
gets there
are.
first.
Yeah. But I know the city better.
You do.
Is there a chance that I could try to make a maneuver so I could beat them to the other side? Like-
Yeah, give me an intelligence roll. What do you think? What are you thinking skill wise as far as like you want to use history? Do you want to use something else?
I think history is probably apropos.
Okay.
10.
You were gonna take the shortcut. I'll tell you what happens. Right?
Okay.
Tally, on the other hand, you hear watch out, which will give Tally advantage. Tally is going to like slide, like he comes to the alley, like he hears that, he just goes into a full like baseball slide. He failed miserably, so one of the boxes going that fast hits him and just blasts him backwards, rolling like he slid and it hit him in the shoulder and then just tumbles him back a good 10 feet. He looks pretty hurt, but he's like, just keep going, I'll catch up. You see Alicia at the end of the alleyway. She's probably a good like 50 feet in front of you.
Okay.
What do you do?
I'm
You're
gonna
just gonna keep charging? Is
I'm
that-
gonna dash. Yeah. So I have 70.
Yeah, you're
feet.
super fast, right? Give me a roll. Give yourself advantage because you're moving super fast. To close the gap. It's going to be strength or dexterity, your choice. And if you want to use athletics or acrobatics, you can do that too.
Okay. I'll probably use acrobatics. I have a 18.
Nice. You have closed the gap. She is not as far in front as she was before. You come, like, she hooks out of the alley. She's in a street in this really bad part of town. You see Spango as you come around the corner. Right behind you comes out a door. Like, came through, must have took a shortcut through a building right off the bat. Did not follow you, just walked a different way.
Uh,
You've got some blood on you.
Nah.
You got a bit of red on you.
Yeah. Not great with that, but yeah. I'll keep.
Yeah, I mean, Mick is way faster than you and is going to quickly outdistance you.
Yeah.
You see Alicia, so you're running down the street. Alicia's running down the street. She's looking over her shoulder. This is a warehouse, a series of warehouses. And there are wagons and carts and crates and horses and people working and whatnot. And she starts yelling, "It's like, these people are chasing me! These people are chasing me! They're trying to hurt me!" To the people in the street. What do you do as they like start stopping to?
I'm gonna shout, "Stop, murderer!" Two can play that game.
All right, so it's her diplomacy persuasion versus your persuasion then. I got a lot. I got like a 30.
8.
Yeah, so you tried that, which was fairly not a bad strategy. Spango, did you want to yell anything too?
Yeah.
You still got to beat a 30.
I'm yelling. City Watch business. Stop that woman. Woman? What?
Woman, yeah. Go ahead, roll.
All right. The one.
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 1.
Oh, good.
Or you could use inspiration.
You
Do you have
could.
inspiration?
You want to just re-roll that with an inspiration?
I do want to re-roll that.
That's good because they would all like turn on you because you announced that you're some sort of law enforcement. You're not in a good part of town. That would have been the
fair.
one.
That was a 17. What am I adding?
Your intimidation or persuasion.
Well, they're the same, so I'm gonna go with intimidation because that's the kind of thing I would want to do. 18.
All right, so Spango announcing that he is law enforcement keeps them from getting in your way. So they don't halt you. They don't want any part of this thing, but they don't stop her either. You're really fast, so you actually close the gap some more. Spango, you're falling behind though. What are you doing to try to keep up? Because you're slow.
Because I'm slow. I mean, I think so. I imagine as they're running, the person that we're chasing, whose name I have forgotten, Alicia, is maybe like dropping stuff here and there, and Mick is getting out of the way of that stuff. I'm following Mick's path, almost like following the wake of a boat to try to like get a little bit more speed yourself.
Yeah,
even
absolutely.
if you're
I
not
gotcha.
faster than the boat.
Make a athletics or acrobatics check, your choice.
I will make an acrobatics check. 22.
Nice, you keep up really effectively. You're right on Mick's heels. I mean, not that Mick isn't way faster than you, but Mick has been dealing with all the stupid stuff in the way that you haven't had to deal with. But you're both closing in on Alicia because of that, and then we'll get back to that in a second. So, what are you doing there, Clint Thulite, as this person tried to cast a spell on you and looks fairly hostile?
So was this the spell you were trying?
Using charm person.
Yeah. So he has to roll wisdom saving throw.
Failed miserably. So what happens when you cast charm person is it's going to be strange because you cast the spell and you instantly meet another mental force inside of this person. So you two are clashing now inside of this poor person's mindscape. You see, as you do that, like you almost blank out for a second, and then when you open your eyes, it's you and a woman who is purple, who is staring at you, and is like, interesting, you have some power, do you? She's lovely. She's beautiful.
I have some power and backup.
Do you now? Who's your backup? I didn't see any backup here.
She's here somewhere.
Oh, that's right. All of a sudden, this blue glowing humanoid figure that is sort of indistinct and imperceptible appears to your right and is kind of short, almost like child-sized. It's like, yeah, me! She's like, the purple woman looks and is like, are you a Spelljammed AI? She's like, yeah, I am. I'm Chaeblis. It's like, you're the one from the ship that blew us off. It's like, damn straight I am. What do you do?
So I'm still trying to do.
You realize that your charm person spell didn't work on him, or if it did, all it did was get you inside.
Okay. So it worked on him enough that I am now doing battling of the minds inside of.
This poor guy. This poor kid.
I'm sorry, Yorick. And then pushes my drunkenness
Alas, poor Yorick.
into
into York.
To make it easier for me to hold my ground. So like my mental drunkenness, I am pushing towards the other woman that's standing
Across from you.
across from me because magic.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Give me a wisdom check or an arcana check, your choice.
Okay. Yeah.
So, are you just going to go hell bent for leather inside of this place? Are you going to stop and be a little more cautious? What are you up to?
I'm not sure if I would notice that it is Warehouse 13. If Mick would notice. Nope, he notices. Because that was a natural 20.
It was.
So Mick is gonna come to a halt and probably like put his hand back to catch your forehead before you run into me.
Ah! All right. Yep.
I'm gonna say, this is,
Yeah.
what do you want to do?
You sneak high, I sneak low.
I'll go left.
Sounds good.
Um,
I hope to go left. No, I'm gonna go right.
All right, so you go right, you go left.
We're gonna case the place.
All right, you're going to case the place out. Why don't you both give me a stealth check?
23.
Instead of using passive, they get to use active because they kind of know you're around. No, they probably do not see it. What did you get?
I got a 6.
All right, good. We'll hold on to that for a second. You did not succeed, whereas Mick Donald completely succeeded. So, Mick, did you go, well, like, tell me, did you, like, climb up into a window, or what was the deal?
Yeah. So I head around the left corner of the building, and I'm looking for like one of those windows that like opens out at a slant.
There totally is one.
Yep. And I see that there's one open, and I like jump up, grab the window sill, and start pulling myself in.
All right, so you pull yourself in. On the bright side of this warehouse, there's like a catwalk around the upper edge, so that you can be on that catwalk. It is a warehouse. There's a bunch of shelving units that have crates. Like, these are big shelving units that have crates, and you're pretty sure they store goods that have come in from the river here. You can smell fish. You can smell cow manure. Like, they ship that stuff in.
Fertilizer's
Yep,
important.
it's important stuff.
Not so much in this city. But okay.
I mean, if they're shipping it here, then to send it to the ocean, then to send it elsewhere, or to send it to different towns.
True.
It just depends on where it's going. But it smells pretty bad in here. More importantly, you're looking around and you see the girl. She's standing down in an opening area where there are a couple of thugs. One guy is big. He's human. Very pale skin. And he is talking to her and like seems not yelling. Like they're just having a conversation. Then you see there are 2 hippo people standing there also.
I'm gonna guess those are Basher and Breaker.
2 of the gift. They're standing there, and they're big, like they're pretty big, muscular, purple, skinned, wearing clothing that is sort of it's the prison uniforms that you saw, like Tally had, except they're like shredded up on the arms and whatnot to make them look way more stylish and cool, in a bully boy kind of way.
Yep.
A British bully boy kind of way, in fact.
Does it still look like Alicia is possessed or whatever?
Yes,
Okay.
and talking
Okay.
in a low female voice that does not sound like the voice she was using earlier.
Okay.
Spango,
I feel like I said, you go that way, and I'll just go down this alley filled with old musical instruments and sleeping cats.
so you're walking down this alley filled with old musical instruments and sleeping cats, and strangely enough, you don't make a single noise with any of them, and the aristocrats do not start playing music on you. You get halfway down the alley, you're like, oh, this is going really well, and then you climb up and you peer inside of a window, and then you feel a hand on the back of your neck pick you up off the ground, and looking into your face is a tall, blue humanoid. Like, interesting. Dramatic effect.
I found Condor Lear.
And we'll get back to you two in a second. So, you see the purple-skinned woman like stumbling around. It's like, what was that?
That was happy hour.
Yeah, it was. I've been drunk before. You can't fool me. Take this, and she like sends a blast of mental energy your way, but it's like way off to the right, and you only get hit with like the edges of it possibly. So you, what do you do to get out of the way? Or what do you do to defend it?
So I'm like, shh, like your drunkenness could affect me. And I send back the overconfidence that you get for drunkenness, but the overconfidence enough that she'll like hurt herself in some way, or think she can actually hit on that woman over there in the bar who's clearly straight and only making out with other women because it gets her attention from the dudes. It's super annoying.
So your defense against getting blasted is by making her feel too overconfident?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That sounds like I'll make a wisdom check. Now, if you want to funnel some more energy into it, one, you can either spend inspiration, of course, to get advantage, or you can spend a spell slot to get advantage.
I have lots of inspiration, so... Yay!
Did you get a 15 or higher?
Yes, I got 18.
Nice. That confidence when it hits her, she's like, yeah! And then she stumbles some more, and the blast completely misses you to the right. You see the mental landscape, though, warp and disintegrate. Like, it's good that probably didn't hit you.
Mm-hmm.
But then she stands back and she's like, well, that didn't go so well. Don't like you. What do you do back to her?
But you do like me. Look at how pretty I am.
You trying to make her like you in this mental landscape?
Uh-huh.
Is he trying to like essentially use a charm person type spell on her or something like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I will make the wisdom saving throw then. I got a, she gets +6. I got 23 to resist it. So you send it back like that she's like, you really like me. You really like me. She's like, no, I don't. I'm not. You're from a backwater planet, and that's not how this works. And she kind of shoves it off. You feel like the mental pressure actually like shove off the what you're throwing at her. It's almost a physical force as you like get knocked back a couple of steps. She's very mentally strong. You feel that from her. At that moment, Chaebolus comes back. He's like, I found it. And then you see the blue haze form back into a visage of a child, but like undefined. Just that kind of size. Maybe a halfling. You're not sure. And it points, it's like, right there! And then you see like this purple glowing, pulsing energy about 50 feet in the mental landscape behind you. It's like, that, if we get rid of that, she's gone. Back to you two. Spango got thrown in.
I brush off the glass. I stand up, I look around. So, you ready to give up?
Everyone looks around, and they all start laughing.
I'll take that as a yes.
You notice the pale human guy. His name is Bosk.
Okay.
He's one of the people in charge of the Black Spiders.
Yeah.
He's one of Oro's lieutenants.
So, Bosk, I see you got some new help.
Aye, we did.
Yeah, Big Blue over there.
Kandor's quite useful.
And
Plus
you got the gift that keep giving over here.
Oh, Basher and Bruiser, they're wonderful.
Yeah.
I've seen them break some things. Some people, even.
By my count, somebody's missing. Oh, yeah. Where's Purple Puss?
Huh, you must be referring to me. And it's Alicia speaking. But I'm not here because I don't have to be here. I have other things that must be taken care of. In fact, I think it's time for me to vacate this as one of your companions is giving me a problem. And then her eyes roll in the background and she just like collapses to the ground. She's still alive and she's still breathing, but you're pretty sure that whoever was there is gone.
Alright, anyone else have something to say?
Oh, I think we should break him. Yeah, I think we should totally break him, says the two Gif. Just like that other guy, that McMuffin fella.
Muffin. No, you killed eggs!
And we beat up his friend.
All right. Well, I'm drawing my rapier. I'm ready.
All right. What are you up to, Mick?
I'm sneaking along the catwalk to be like directly over them so that hopefully I can leap down and knock some of them out before this gets started.
You know that there's like, if their reputations have preceded them, like this is a terrible situation to be in.
Yeah.
Okay. Like tactically, like fighting them is probably a no-win proposition.
Yeah.
And here I thought eggs would have been enough.
So you get over them. Spango, you pulled your rapier.
Mm-hmm.
The bully boys, Breaker and Basher, they pull out these clubs that have a bunch of like different spikes throughout all of them. They're essentially one-handed wielding mauls.
Let me ask you all something. Do you really think I would come here alone?
No, we don't. But we don't know where your friends are, except the one of them.
We got the place surrounded.
Ha, ha. If you did, you wouldn't have come in here the way you did.
It's a good point. I'm running.
I'm gonna pull out a rope and throw a rope down and kind of try to lasso Spango to
Oh, that's just cool.
pull him
That's
out.
so cool.
So here's what's gonna happen. You should both roll a d20, and it'll both like we're gonna consider this advantage basically for Spango to grab the rope and get the heck out of the way. We'll just use whichever one of your rolls is higher. The DC for this isn't easy either. It's 14.
I have a natural 20.
Ooh,
Well,
nat
there you go.
20.
I rolled a 19, so
Hey!
I was like, yes!
So if you don't mind for 1 second, you start running at the bully boys with your rapier drawn, and they go to.
I grab the rope.
I would rather throw it and like jam his crossbow so he can't keep shooting at us.
I mean, if you hit him in the eye, he's not going to shoot you anymore.
That's true. All right, I'll hit
Then
him
he
right
can
in the
have an eye- Then he
eye.
can have an eye patch later.
He can have an eye patch. I will give Bosk an eye patch.
So tell me about it. So one of these bolts hits you like right in the thigh, and it's weird because it's like it sinks into you, and there's a little bit of a clanking sound.
Yeah, it's the that's different. And I catch the other one and I just fling it back as I keep shoving Spango along the catwalk. I don't even look where I'm throwing. I'm just like, whatever.
Spango, you hear the clank, and then you see Mick grab that crossbow bolt and fling it back without even looking, and then you hear Boss go, "Oh my god!" And everybody's like, "You just threw that into his eye."
Sorry! And I'm jumping out of the warehouse.
Yeah, you both go right out the window that you came in, shimmy down and take off. Back to the other situation that's going on. What are you up to?
The purple thing is behind me. I'm gonna try to destroy it.
Cool. What do you do?
Since we're still in a mental landscape. Ooh, I have Thunder Wave.
You do have Thunder Wave. It's like a wave of thunder that comes out of your hands. It's almost like burning hands, but using a thunder is powerful wave of energy.
Yeah. So I have to get closer to the thing because it's only a 15 foot cube originating from me.
Strangely, it's a mental landscape, so if you just think it, you're there.
Okay.
That's
Weird
handy.
how that works, huh?
And it says that it has to make the creature has to make a Constitution saving throw, but it's the purple thing, so I don't know who needs to make a Constitution
I'm
saving
gonna make a saving throw of some sort.
Okay. So Constitution saving throw, and then I roll damage.
I fail.
Okay. So you're gonna take all the damage.
All the damage.
6.
Okay. So you thunder wave. Tell me what your thunder wave looks like when you do it, because I'm curious.
It's like when the Hulk does it.
So you do the Hulk
So
smash?
I do the whole like slap thing and make a really loud clapping noise, which I'm not going to do for the folks that are listening. And then it's
I'll do it. It's fine.
I can clap really loud, okay?
Well, I don't, so I figured I'd help out.
So yeah, Clint does the loud clap, and it reverberates through the mental landscape to shake up the thing, and then
Destroys it.
Yay!
So it shatters into like just and the woman, the purple skinned woman who you assume is an Alex, is just like, no, but oh, and then you see her like also crumble and fade away, and then you're outside of the mental landscape, and you see like a small little purple gem fall out of the back of the neck of Yorick and hit the ground and shatter.
Oh, I wanted to keep it.
Except you destroyed it.
Well, yeah, but I was hoping that it just like pushed it out, and then I could be like, look at this thing. This is what we're looking for. But now I know kind of where it is in the back of somebody's head, so...
You do?
We're gonna get down to business and defeat
Vesty.
Busty.
All right. The two of you run off, I assume. Oh, that's better. I can move it again. I'll get the healing spell to fix it later.
Okay.
Sorry, everything okay? I'm sorry I missed out.
We found their base.
Oh, well, that's good. All right.
We need backup.
All right, let's go find some backup then. You know some people? Looks right at you, Spango.
I mean, I've got the city watch, but by the time we get them together, they're gonna move. But here's the thing. We're back with Clint and everything, I assume?
Yeah, you've now come back to where Clint is.
Yeah. We know where that they're here, and now they know that we know that they're here. But there's something they don't know. And I pull out the compass and let it
Illuminate?
show.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I point at the light, and I say, they don't know what this is or where it is.
What is it?
I don't think we know what that is either.
Yeah, what is that? And that's where we stop for this week. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed that game. I very much enjoyed that game. Before we leave, just a few quick announcements to wrap things up. So our mid-show break music was from a Buffalo-based band known as 9 Layers Deep. Kevin, our super producer, he is the drummer for that band. And they have a show on Saturday, November 30th at Mohawk Place. So if you're in the Buffalo and Western New York area and you want to go check them out, you should go check them out on the 30th at Mohawk Place. What time's the show at, Kev?
8 o'clock.
At 8 o'clock. Also, a Weapon X, that is one of Mike Willard's bands who lets us use the music for Misdirected Mark. He also lets us use their song for our show open. And they're going to be playing on December 7th at the Rockin' Buffalo Saloon. There's going to be a free buffet there. There's 5 great metal bands if you're into that. And all proceeds benefit the SPCA. So show up and check them out. Also, if anybody went and saw She Kills Monsters, like that show sold out consistently and constantly, and it was a really wonderful production. Subversive theater, well done. And that's our show for the week, and we'll be back in 2 weeks for some more Spelljammed. Come back for the mystery, come back for the Spelljammed.